they sold within like a handful of days. That's why I keep an eye out for this brand, because I paid $2.50 for it, knowing it was going to sell fairly quickly, and then it sold for $30. So that brand is a proper stonker. If you're anything like me and you want to continue to grow your reselling game, or find those items that move quickly, keep that cash rolling in, you'll watch the entire video. And welcome back to Flies Round Sugar, everybody. For those that don't know, my name's Nathan. I'm a full-time reseller, and today we have another fat sack of menswear to have a look at. Now, the reason I've chose these is because these are some of the labels that I look out for when I'm outsourcing, because I know that they've got a high ticket price or the relatively quick movers to keep those pennies rolling in to reinvest, right? So enough of the chitter chatter, let's have a look. And if you do love reselling content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because we are updating this channel pretty much on a daily basis. This was one of my favourite pickups recently, and it's a brand that, you know, is top of the wants list whenever you go outsourcing. This is an absolutely stunning, fully silk, 100% silk, Turnbull and Asser shirt. If you don't know Turnbull and Asser, they make really high-end menswear, like formal wear. Shirts are like RRPs, like 200 quid plus. I found a bunch of these recently for £5 each. Sometimes even cheaper. In the past, I found them for £3. Now, I'm going to show you the usual tag that I find on screen. But this one's got a custom tag because it is custom made. But as you can see, it's Turnbull and Asser, all silk, dry clean only, and it's even numbered. So when I seen this, I pretty much wet my pants, and I was like, holy shit, like that is nice. Generally, with the regular shirts, you get like round about the 80 quid mark. This, however, full disclosure from me, I might have messed up a little bit, to be fair. It's been bloody selfishly monogrammed with the initials DW. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, that was £5. Full silk. I don't know whether to remove the embroidery, the monogram, or just leave it on and sell it as is. It will probably affect the overall sell price if it is monogrammed. But if I take it out, it might damage it. I don't know. Two minds. Let me know in the comments what you would do. But yeah, Turnbull and Asser, definite one to keep an eye out for. Another nice bit of luxury here. Look at this. This is a nice shirt, man. That might not be for everyone's liking, but I love that. That is an Emmett London candy stripe shirt. Now, this was £4 from the Chazza, and it's a brand that sells for upwards of like 30 to 40, depending on the design. Usually get about 40 quid for the quite nice white ones. That could go either way though, but I'm going to try that at 50, just because it's so nice. It's a little bit different. Obviously the colours and that, but yeah, Emmett London, again, the brand will be on screen. That's the tag that you're looking for. You can generally pick them up quite cheap. I've picked more than a handful up over the last 6 months. But yeah, dead nice shirt, really good quality as well. Definite one to keep an eye out for. So this is a brand, right, that I think little old women in charity shops, no offence to them, I love them, right, but I think that this brand is like old as the ark, you know, like it's kind of had its heyday, but it's certainly not. That is a stunning utility kind of feel safari jacket by the brand Nigel Cabourn. Now, Nigel Cabourn even, is like a quintessential British tailor, kind of similar to like Paul Smith, etc., etc. Make really nice tailored suits and kind of formal wear. But the venture into the outdoor stuff, they had an absolute sick collaboration with Caramore years ago, and that stuff was dead nice. But that is stunning. This only cost me, not listed there, so this only cost me £7, and that should sell for around about this 80 mark, I would have guessed. Really good size on that. And yeah, I think Nigel Cabourn is a brand that little old nanas in charity shops think that it's had its day, that no one's interested. It's been around. Nigel Cabourn's been around for absolutely years, donkey's years actually. So this is a brand that kind of seldomly seen, but I've got two pieces to show you. This shirt, I picked two this and the jeans up at the same time about a week ago, and it's P&Co. They're a British brand. I believe they're from Birmingham, and they make like really smart, really modern kind of menswear. That's a gorgeous hickory stripe cropped Revere collar shirt. That was £2.50, right? And that's just sold this morning for 30 quid. I had it on for 34, but took an offer at 30. A little bit of branding there. And then the jeans, man. These are so nice. These are like a pair of brown, double-kneed carpenter trousers. I paid up for these a little bit, but my money's safe. P&Co, they were £8. Happy to pay that for them, to be honest with you. Dead smart. They should get round about 50, I reckon, round about 40 and 50. But do keep an eye on that brand though, P&Co, just because they are kind of like growing in popularity. They started in like the early 2010s. Started in Birmingham, and they're kind of starting to really get like a little bit of following now. RRP is like around about the 100 quid mark for them. But they're spotless as well, so keep an eye out for P&Co. I would have imagined that by now this brand is kind of on everyone's lips. The reason I'm showing this is when I first started reselling, I used to walk past these shirts just because they were so garish, and I was like, that's the kind of thing like you'd probably buy on a market stall. I mean, look at that one. That's covered in like different vintage cameras. Some of them have got like different flamingos and stuff on them. They sell really well though. You want the more garish designs. Those are the ones that you want. Them are the ones that sell better. This is a shirt by Claudio Lovely. Make a note of it, man, because I pick these up on the regular. Pretty much every sourcing trip I go on, I pick up a Claudio Lovely shirt, and they're usually between 3 and 5 quid, and the resale's like upwards of 30, depending on which one you have. Sometimes 60, sometimes 70. Depends on the design. Some are more desirable than others. Claudio Lovely, guarantee, if you've not heard of that brand before, you'll start seeing it everywhere, because they're in pretty much every charity shop that I go in, and they're right good sellers. So yeah, Claudio Lovely, keep an eye out for them. Plain ones, perfect. Garish ones, absolutely. Claudio Lovely. Right, so this is another one of my favourite brands to pick up. And it is a French-Japanese brand, Maison Kitsuné. I'm not going to do the accent proper because I'm shit at French. But yeah, really modern tailoring, really nice garments. That's a perfect kind of like Prima cotton shirt. Sky blue colour. Almost like a denim shirt, but it's not. Dead soft. And as you can see, Maison Kitsuné, that's it. And that was a £5. The retail on these is daft monies, like really expensive, and the resale's not too shabby either. That should get back about 50 quid quite comfortably, fairly sharpish. It's a nice size, it's a nice garment, kind of hits all the boxes when it comes to kind of items that I want to pick up that are just smart, nice, classic. That's what it is. That's perfect word for that. Classic, innit? That is proper classic. I love that, mate. That's great. Right, one for the Instagram kind of TikTok trend people. So I picked up loads of stuff recently from one charity shop. It was one donation, and it was brands like Emmy Studios and this brand here. This brand's called Illicit Bloc, and these were the first thing I seen on the rack when I picked them up. And honestly, they are like, they're so heavy. They're like at least 2 kilos from them joggers. They've got loose bottoms, really baggy, really smart fit. That's what you're looking for, Illicit Bloc. So I picked these up with loads of Emmy Studio stuff. All the Emmy Studio stuff's pretty much sold straight away within like a week. These have a really good rate of selling as well. They're quite rare. There's not that many of them like up for sale. So used. I paid 4 quid for these, by the way. And I think they should get like upwards of 70. Quite comfortably, but that is kind of a brand that I will be looking out for in the future, because even the used stuff on resale goes for mental monies. So thanks for joining, and we will see you in the next one.